Alrighty guys, I have the stroker tore down, and I believe I've got all the final touches done. I went in and actually sanded a little bit more clearance. Just used a flap wheel and wanted just a little bit extra clearance. Did the same thing on here. I've got all the bearings cleaned out from the mag chips best I can. Here's my super lightened up piston. This is a Husqvarna piston from the Dukes. And this is a pretty high flowing 660 piston here, but I did manage to get to at least the same size. So I'm pretty stoked about that. Got the wrist pin all lightened up. Made a video on that. You guys probably saw that. I will be using a Husqvarna needle cage bearing. I had somebody comment wanting to know the schematics or whatever I did on this crank. There is none. This is an 064 crank. These journals are bigger, and first thing I did was I was making this side match, and then same with that side, and then as you can see here, I had to machine back my threads to shorten this, and I had to machine this back and this, and then I had to put that groove in and that groove back in. So I was trying to go, all I did was follow the specs off from a 460 crank. So that's what I did. So I don't have no schematics. You'll just have to pick up a 460 crank and then pick up an 046 crank and just make it work. I missed one burr. I have to knock that little burr off there with a file. Thought I had it all done, but I did clearance this just a little bit more, cleaned up everything. I was going to sandblast this thing to blend everything in to make it look like I didn't touch anything, but I don't know. Not too terribly worried about it. You can't see much of it when it's all together anyway. That and the sandblaster's buried. But I had to put in, 1/4 inch of epoxy or whatever to get the intake where I wanted it. I'm not feeding this one with as much intake as I normally do, because this is a considerably smaller crankcase, and it should feed my fingers really good. I'm really curious to see how this is going to do. The only thing I haven't mocked up yet is the exhaust, but I'm really stoked. I got on eBay and I ordered a OEM brake band, and then I don't know, we'll probably use the Chinese parts that are in here or whatever, and this Chinese brake flag or whatever. We'll probably seed in some of them other parts, but I cannot use that brake band. I ordered another OEM one, so we'll see how the Chinese parts. If not, I got that donor saw. I have this 440 tank that's China tank. For the life of me, I can't remember how I even acquired it. I don't remember if it came in on a bunch of stuff or if it was on a saw and it had an issue and I switched it out to OEM. I cannot remember, but my other two tanks are all busted up and JB welded up, so I'm gonna switch out the carburetor studs on that so we can put the 460 carb studs in it. And when you do that, you can run a 440 tank on a 460. It's just the gas tank's a little shorter. This will probably be a limited run saw anyway, so having a smaller gas tank ain't gonna hurt me. So I do have a plethora of boots here. I ain't quite figured out what I'm gonna do on the intake boot yet. The intake on 460 is straight up and down on this modified 660 cylinder. It's on a slight angle, but and it looks like it sits just a little bit higher. I thought I had another boot somewhere that had a huge spot here and was perfectly straight, and it looked like you could coriate it wherever you wanted it. I might look for that one too, but we'll figure out an intake boot for it. But no, I think later today, or later tonight I should say, because it's like 3 in the morning, I'm going to work at getting this complete rotate and assembly 100% together. I did have to clearance this some along with it, and I clearance some on this side too. But like I said, as far as I know, people have put 660 cylinders on these, but they've ran with the shorter stroke, and from what I'm seeing and hearing, it sounds like a lot of those builds lacked a little bit of luster. I'm hoping this one will not. Quite honestly, I'm hoping to get as much power out of this, if not more, than that one I built Tanton. That 660 I built Tanton. It's same stroke, same bore, and it is a heavily modified 660 cylinder, so I don't see no reason. It's got a slightly smaller carburetor, slightly smaller crankcase to fill though, so I don't think that's going to be an issue. This thing should have some mega compression. I'm hoping for a all-out runner here. So if this piston swap ends up working out really good for me, oh, that's a, I don't even know what to do with that 660 piston. It's quite a bit shorter than, I think that'd be too much machine work. I thought maybe this would be a good swap for the only reason I'm able to do this is because of this being totally different case and deck height. But no, I'm glad you guys are showing interest in this thing. I'm hoping I can turn it into something cool. And yeah, so there's the last time you'll see that 460 hybrid / stroker like that, because next time it'll be a complete bolted together, ready to start fitting up, rounding up parts, and build the thing. So you guys have a good one.